Now, leadership in the Republican Party heading into 2023 could look different come January, with House Republicans set to take control of the House in just over 2 weeks. And despite some infighting, all signs still do point toward Kevin McCarthy as the next House Speaker. For more on what we can expect from the GOP, let's welcome back in RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel. Ronna, great to have you back on. Good to see you.
Great to be with you.
So Newsmax has got some reporting right now. There are still at least 5 Republicans who say they're not going to support Kevin McCarthy for Speaker on January the 3rd. Take us through how you think this plays out. Is Kevin McCarthy the next Speaker of the House? And what's going to happen if that vote does go to a second ballot in early January?
Well, I'll say this. Republicans are very excited that we took back the House and retired Nancy Pelosi, but they really want to see the House get going, start investigations, start pushing back on the Biden administration. So the longer it takes to get the Speaker settled, the longer it takes to get that work done. So I think Kevin has the votes. He was out there on the campaign trail. He was a big part of recruiting a lot of these candidates across the country that won and investing in those races, not just in 2022, but also in 2020, where we picked up 15 seats that put us in this position. So I think those holdouts will come along, and we have to get working on behalf of the American people.
Okay, so it sounds like you think McCarthy will be the next Speaker. How confident are you about your own reelection at the RNC? You're running for a 4th term. Republicans, you just mentioned, they performed below expectations. I think we can say that on November the 8th, especially in the Senate.
Yeah, we won back the House, which was huge, and retiring Nancy Pelosi is huge, but we didn't win as much as we expected. And we want to make sure that we do a review of that. The RNC is going to do that. 2/3 of the members support me. I feel good about that. The members understand what the RNC does. They understand that I've transferred in my time over $260 million to the state parties, that we've raised record money. But beyond that, I think one of the things from this election is, if you look at the popular vote, Republicans turned out more voters. In fact, we would have won the White House with this level of popular vote. And the RNC is a turnout machine. We don't pick the candidates. We don't do the messaging for the campaigns, but we do the turnout.
The RNC, you just hinted at this, making it clear that things need to change before 2024, Ronna, or the results are going to be exactly the same. Democrats, it just seems like they are better at using the laws that are currently on the books to their benefit. Things like early voting, mail-in voting. What do Republicans need to do to prevent another disaster next cycle?
You know, I disagree with that assessment. When you look at California, where we have really worked on ballot harvesting since 2018, when we lost 4 races, and we picked up 4 in 2020, and then we picked up Duarte. We really worked on ballot harvesting in states like California, in Montana, where we won with Ryan Zinke. Even in Nevada, we took out an incumbent Democrat governor with Lombardo because we do ballot harvesting. In Georgia, for example,
but would you contend that Republicans are doing it as well as Democrats? Because it just doesn't. There were definitely high moments for Republicans in 2022.
I think we got to look at that. But I think there's a narrative out there that doesn't match some of the results. I mean, in Georgia, we won 8 of 9 statewide races on Election Day. Brian Kemp beat Stacey Abrams by 8 points in 2022, and he beat her by 1 in 2018. So I do think we have to do that. I think we have to educate our voters. This is something I've said for a long time, and this has to continue. If Democrats are banking votes for a month before Election Day, we have to be doing the same. Right. We have to be banking votes too. Yeah. But a lot of that is people in our party sowing discord and saying, don't vote except for on Election Day. That is not what I'm saying. We have to be getting those votes in, because we can't get it out on Election Day. And the RNC will continue to push that message, which we have been pushing my entire time.
Okay. Ronna McDaniel, a conversation we will continue over the next 22 or so months. Nice to see you again. Thanks for being back with us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.